So you got accepted to Amazon Merch on Demand and you're about to upload your first designs. Amazon has simplified the upload process in the recent years, so you no longer need multiple files in different sizes. You can just upload one PNG image with the dimensions 4500 by 5400 pixels on a transparent background and resize it in the uploader to fit the different products where needed. When you go to the Create tab, you might see an error message at the top saying you're trying to create more products than your daily limit. So let's start by selecting products. You can select all or none and then select product by product, or you can select all products for a certain marketplace. If you have a tight limit, it's probably best to start with just a standard t-shirt. Or another option is the newest product, which is probably the least saturated, so you might have a better chance at making sales. As I'm filming this, tumblers are new. If the upload limit isn't tight, I'll usually do all for Amazon.com and standard t-shirts for each of the other marketplaces. You can choose available colors for each type of shirt. The number of shirt colors you can choose used to be limited. It might not be anymore, but either way, check what the design looks like on each one and only choose ones that your design shows up on, or go back and edit the design to work on more colors and re-upload it. I often have a light text version for dark shirt colors and another dark text version for light shirt colors. You could also add a white outline to make an image work on more background colors. I think you can't remove colors after publishing the design, but you can add more colors retroactively. Black, navy, heather gray or heather blue and white, and for women's shirts also pink, seem to be some of the most commonly sold colors, so you might want to prioritize those. If you add a design on the back, usually the base price is raised, so you might need to change your pricing accordingly, or you might get an error message for negative royalty. Now, some shirts have fit options for men, women and youth. And one thing to note here is that if you have any kind of an adult theme in the design, then make sure to uncheck the youth box. I once had a design with a champagne flute or a wine glass and it was rejected because I had the youth box checked. It hadn't even crossed my mind, I was just doing the upload process on autopilot like I always do. But with that said, I didn't get into any kind of trouble for it. I think I just had to republish it with the youth box unchecked, but it's still best to do it the right way the first time. I don't like the design to be cut off in the middle for the zip hoodie, so I usually delete it from the front and instead upload the same image on the back. If I just leave the zip hoodie unselected and don't move the design to the back, chances are that Amazon will eventually auto-upload the hoodie with the cut-off image in the front, and then I can't fix it anymore. Once it's been published by you or by Amazon, you can't change the file or the position anymore, unless you delete the product and upload it as a whole new design. But you can't delete one product and then re-upload it within the same design. For the other products besides clothing, you might want to change the sizing and position of the image. You can automatically center it or set the design to fill the space, and you can set the background color either by choosing one of the suggested basic colors or by copy-pasting a hex code into the box or choosing it from the color wheel. It doesn't have a color picker though, which would be handy. There is no repeat feature, so for example, if you want the design to continue to the back of the tumbler, you need to prepare a wider file where the image is repeated and upload that. At least for now, but you could also just have the design on the front. Now we are getting to the product details. If I'm doing multiple languages, I usually let Amazon translate the product information. Once the design is published, you can go check the translations and make changes if you want to. Sometimes the translations are too long and the title gets cut off, so you need to shorten them. And once you're happy with them, select the No option and they won't be changed anymore if you add more products to that design. Now you need to come up with a title, a brand and a description. The title and description should depict what the design is and who it's for, and you can put your designs that are for the same target audience under the same brand name. I usually just divide the description I wrote into two parts and copy paste one into the feature bullet 1 and the other into the second one. There are some rules of what you cannot put here. You can't write anything specific to any one product type, so you can't mention the words shirt, phone case or pop socket, for example. I'm not going much into copyright in this video, but there are some words that you might think are just everyday words, but they're actually trademarked brand names like Polaroid, for example, and you can't use those words in your title or description. Amazon does check for trademarks in your titles and descriptions, and the design will get rejected if they find any. You can find the links in the resources page to search for registered trademarks. You also cannot mention any printing effects or textures like shimmer, metallic, gold, sparkling, glowing or sequins or glitter. And if you're donating parts of the proceeds to a charity, you cannot claim that in the description, but you can describe the charity in the description. And for UK Amazon specifically, you cannot use mental illness related puns or jokes in the design's titles or descriptions if it makes light of mental illnesses. I don't know where they draw the line though, because the crazy cat-lady types of designs do exist on UK Amazon too. You can save the publish settings so you don't have to select the products and choose colors and write the brand name every time for similar designs. And then click publish or save draft if you didn't finish the listing yet. Also, I want to share this one thing in case someone else has had trouble uploading lately. The publish button wasn't working for me and neither was the select products button. I could only save drafts. And it turned out I needed to go to my browser settings and change the language to English, and now it works again. When you're starting out, Amazon only gives you 10 slots for designs. But how does this tier system work and how long does it take to get to the next level? I'll show you how long it took me to get to tier 1000 in this video. See you then.